What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Roku with the ticker symbol ROKU. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So here we have the daily chart for Roku, and this is the price action dating back to about December of 2022. It's almost been about 2 years, so this is a good amount of data to analyze. You can see that price is still looking bearish in the near term since basically the start of this year and just slightly before, back in December of 2023. Price has been working its way down all the way from the 108, currently trading at the 53.52. So it's definitely a bearish bias. You could draw a trend line off of the two swings. You can see that the top point, and then the next point is lower, so you can draw a trend line off of that, and that coincides with this third touch right here. So this third touch confirms that the momentum is still in play towards the downside. You do have a little cut through the candlestick right here. You can see the trend line is cutting through that green bar, but that's not a big deal because on another time frame, it doesn't look like it cuts through. For example, on the weekly chart, traders who look at the weekly chart, it doesn't cut through. So, and again, that little minor thing is not a big deal. You can see that we have the top swing, the lower one, and then we got the third touch. So it still works out pretty good. So what do I see in the chart? Well, you have to look at both sides of the picture. You have to look at the bullish side and you have to look at the bearish side and be objective as possible. So, looking at the technicals, it's looking like it favors the bears. What is the reason? Well, you see that we have this downward trend line in play, which shows the momentum is still pretty strong. You can see that price is staying below that EMA, which, is a good indicator that the trend is going to continue towards the downside. Most of the price bars are below the EMA. And also, price is bouncing off of support at the 53.28 or the low $50 level. So there's support here, a little bit of support here, support here, support here. But look what price bounced off the support, it went up and it got rejected from that trend line. So that shows that counter trend rally of this downward trend was not able to override this large momentum to the downside. So price continued lower. We're back at the same point again, but looks like we're barely bouncing up again too. So we'll see what happens. But as right now, this is still favoring the bear side. So good chance if we do see a breakdown lower, there's probably gonna be a bunch of stops that are stopped out by the bulls, and that could see a very large move down quickly. There's a lot of stop losses right here by the buyers. They want to get out of their position if it gets triggered below, the 50s. So that could take price all the way back down to the 38.82. That's where this low is right here. And if price bounced over here, there's a good chance it could bounce there in the future. So that's how support works. So it's an obvious level. It's very obvious. So a lot of traders and investors are looking at it. So there's a good chance that, price can get down there and probably see a bounce at the very least. So again, the bullish side is that, we are support, but that's basically where it ends, in my opinion. I don't see a bullish trend in play or even a trend line that can stop the price. We just have to wait and see what happens. But as right now, it's most likely going to continue to work its way down. Not today, not tomorrow. It might take a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months. But either way, it still looks like it's going to work its way down. This is the most likely situation, all the way down to the high 30s. And then we'll see what happens from there. Now, let's say the bullish plays out. The bullish situation plays out, meaning like we do maintain support at the low 50s and then we see a rally out of here. Well, that did happen in the past. You can see that there was this downward trend line right here. You can see that price is below it, trend line right here off the swing, still below it, and then price got rejected, was holding support, and then it broke out higher. So let me go and zoom in. So you can see how well, price was staying below the trend line, and then it broke through. So that can happen over here. Just because we're below the trend line doesn't mean we're going to always stay below it. If price is holding at a level, it could eventually push through. So again, that could change the picture. If we do see that, meaning like price does hold the support and we break through the trend line with a good amount of force, like a very large move up, that could signal a change in trend, and that will lead to higher prices, probably back up to the $99 level, because that's where prior resistance was at, and that looks like an obvious level. And there's also a large gap over here on the chart that can be filled. So we can see, a good move up if price can maintain the support, but it's not looking likely. So that's why I'm expecting price to continue lower. Even if we do see a short-term bounce to the trend line again to the low 60s, we can still see price roll over to the downside. So that's how I would be looking at Roku. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart shows the same picture. You see that we have, 4 consecutive red weeks in a row. This week just started, so we'll see what happens. But as right now, it is starting out red, and we could see a push down lower. And there's a lot of room to the downside. And again, if it doesn't stop there, we might even see, prices we haven't seen in a very long time, like 2018 prices. 2018 prices back here at the low 30s. We'll see what happens. But as right now, basically it was a pop bubble. Whenever price goes up very quickly and it starts coming back down, it comes right back basically where it started. Probably gonna see price trade sideways around this level. But there's still a little bit more downside left. So last time I look at Roku, it's not really bullish. As of right now, it's looking like it's leaning more towards the downside, and there's a good chance it could break down lower, maybe tag the high 30s, maybe even lower from there. So all I have for Roku on the daily weekly charts. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.